Hi guys, it's Talia. Thanks for tuning in or for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button and just get more content on things that I just think you should do to create the biggest bucket list ever. But I wanted to just start with the fact that for many of you guys who do not know, I'm on a trip right now. This is the last day. It is the Viking cruise as one of the oceans cruises. This is my first Viking cruise, so in this update, I'm just going to tell you overall what I thought about Viking, what I thought about it from the perspective of a few different angles, which I'll get to next. And then if you just want to get like details on different parts of the Viking cruise, just click on some of the other videos that I'm going to upload. But this is just my overall 5 things that I didn't expect, and then my overall opinion. So just 5 things I didn't expect from the Viking cruise. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. Cheers to anyone who's on vacation or living out your best bucket list. Okay, great. I have been on this cruise for about 8 days. It's been amazing. We will, as you can tell, we are actually on the water right now, and we will be heading into Venice tonight by 9 o'clock, and then flying out, flying out of Venice. So 5 things that I did not expect. Okay, first of all, I've never gone on a Viking cruise before. I'd heard that it was the best, but that's honestly the only thing I'd heard. And so like a lot of you guys who found this channel, you probably are doing your research, trying to figure out either what is your next best vacation to go on, or you may be already booked on a Viking cruise or thinking about going on a Viking cruise, and you're trying to make the decision or to get more information. So when I was already booked, I was doing tons of research trying to find information, and honestly, I didn't really find the kind of information I was looking for. So some of these things might be tips that are just like the things that you may not know, and it's just 5 things I didn't expect. So first, one of the things that I didn't expect is for the food to actually be good. I know that sounds crazy, but I've gone on a few different cruises, and granted, you know, my money was in different places at the time. I've gone when I was younger and done, you know, honestly, just less expensive cruises. Nothing's wrong with those cruises, absolutely nothing wrong with them. But I would say that I was expecting, when they said they had really good food or 5-star dining, I was thinking, of course you do, right? I mean, you hear that so much. Like, how many times do we hear that? And I'm from Dallas, where we have a lot of good restaurants. And so I spend a lot of time, as you guys know, going to different places, and I've eaten at a lot of places, I've gone to a lot of places, and so I didn't have really high expectations for the food. I'm probably going to put an entire video together about the food, but the food, top notch. As a matter of fact, at one of the restaurants, which on this cruise is Manfredi's, it's an Italian restaurant. It's one of the restaurants that you can make a reservation at. My husband and I both had the ribeye, the seasoning, the way it was cooked, perfection. We have gone to Bob's Steakhouse, Kirby Steakhouse, Papa Brothers, Town Hearth, you name it. Tons and tons of the top steakhouses. The steak was amazing. So, so great. It was so good. We can't say enough about how exceptional the food is. And not only that restaurant, but also any of the restaurants that you can just walk into, still exceptional. I would even say that the poolside grill, where you're normally expecting just to get like a basic hot dog or hot wings or some pizza, still exceptional. Like the margarita pizza that I had just once or twice. Okay, I'll just give you the example. I'm in Croatia, Slovenia, Italy, places that are really known for well done pasta. I came back on the boat at lunch, and what did I have? Pizza. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of how good the food is. Okay, so that's the first thing I didn't expect. The second thing I didn't expect is that you really can leave the cruise without spending any additional money. I know. So when they say that they don't nickel and dime you for the cruise, they actually really mean it. So as you can tell, this video is for anybody who's got, I guess, trust issues and they fact check everything. But yes, absolutely plan to bring extra money like you always, should. But in terms of spending any extra money that you didn't expect to spend, absolutely do not have to spend any additional money. We just went because the night before your disembarkation, you go onto your television and you can just go to your My Bill and look at different areas. So there was nothing extra except what we already knew we were going to pay, which was like the tips. So you do pay a certain percentage for the entire cruise for tips. So for us, that was $135 per person. So, but there was no additional things on there. So it is an expensive cruise, but it's also nice to know that at the end of the cruise, you don't have any surprise bills that are popping up. So that was the second thing that I didn't expect, but I hoped for. The third thing that I didn't expect, and this is just depending on like who's watching this and everything, there was not one other Black couple on the entire trip. So I grew up in an area where I've been the only, a lot, but I was just curious, and as I was looking around, so this trip, I think, just because of different dynamics, because of where you're traveling, also it's very specific about the kind of interest. And as you guys will look, if you are looking at Viking Cruise, you may notice that there's a lot of history, they call it the thinking man's tour, and there could be that along with the age of people who come, it just may not be as appealing to younger groups. It may not be as appealing to different minority groups, but I found that we had an amazing time, but we were definitely the younger and the only African Americans who were traveling. But if you are a minority who of any race and you are looking to come on this trip, it is not, you're not going to feel isolated. You're not going to feel like you can't make great connections. We've made a lot of friends, but I just wanted you to know it's something that I didn't expect, but that was kind of the case. And we'll definitely have another Viking cruise. So didn't stop us, but it's just something that we wanted to point out. Okay, so the fourth thing that I didn't expect is I didn't expect to like the thinking and all of the things I just mentioned. So I knew that I wanted to come. I knew that the amenities looked really, really amazing and the itinerary was to die for. But I'll be honest, when I was looking at what the other activities were going to be, I thought, I don't know if this is going to be fun. And so I don't know if it's just that all of a sudden, I fit the category. Maybe I'm a nerd, maybe I'm older, all of those things. Absolutely enjoyed it. I mean, we had some things that I thought weren't going to be that appealing to me, from an amazing amount of like space that you can just read a book and to hang out. I love that. I mean, there was a lot of common areas that you could take advantage of and just to relax. Also, there was a good amount of downtime, so you didn't feel like you're overly programmed in the afternoon. But the other parts that really, really stood out was that the entertainment was top notch. This was not your typical cruise entertainers. So you may think, oh, it's going to be a little bit cheesy. I say absolutely go to the shows. You're going to be amazed. I'm probably going to put together a video of just how amazing the singers were. A singer, Jennifer, and RR, Mark, a guitarist. The music was amazing. So, and they had different ways that they delivered the music experience. And so from a nightclub that felt like you were in a major city, the small intimate nightclub vibe that we really like and we look for actually, in Dallas, we had all of that. And so I thought it was exceptional. The fourth thing that we didn't expect is to actually need the Silver Spirits drink package. So in our particular cabin level, we were at the I think the penthouse veranda level, which one thing that I didn't expect, but I'll tell you guys this, I mean, I found out about it before I got on the cruise, so it's not really one of my number 4, but they do refill your minibar with small, like the airplane size alcohol bottles in your stateroom. So I would also say, like, grab those, move them to the side, so when they come back they'll refill them. But we also decided to go ahead and get the Silver Spirits drink package, which is something you add on to have unlimited drinks, also outside of your room, you know. And we would have been able to do just fine with the drinks that are included, which are the ones that I just mentioned that are in your minibar fridge, and also the drinks, the wine and the beer that you get at dinner or lunch. But we did go ahead and opt for the unlimited package, which I think is just $18 per person a day. And it really worked out because when we were at the music performances, or if we were just in one of those common areas and we wanted to have something else besides the wine or the included beer, then we were able to just get whatever we wanted. And we noticed that people really didn't come back to their rooms and grab drinks and glasses and walk around with like glasses from location to location. So it just really was a better option to go ahead and to add that. So that was something I didn't expect that we would really need, but it did work out. And one thing that kind of came with it is when you go to dinner and they ask you which package you have, they actually switch your glasses out to nicer glasses, and it's kind of like a whole moment. So if you see people like getting kind of better options, that's probably what they did, but we figured we should go ahead and just get the full experience. So we're really glad that we did that. So didn't expect that the silver package would be something we needed, but it was, and we really loved that. So my fifth and final is that I didn't expect that the locations that were chosen were going to be as good as they were. Originally we picked this trip because we had a COVID delayed trip to Santorini, and originally we were planning to fly to Athens and then over to Santorini and to stay for a week in Santorini, Greece. Because of COVID, it gave us some time to figure out like how we wanted to spend our vacation. And also in conjunction with my birthday, I thought I really wanted to do something on a boat with friends, and somehow we just came up with the idea of turning the trip into a cruise. The absolute best decision that I think we've ever made. And so one thing I didn't expect is that some of the locations that I was really looking forward to were still amazing. So Santorini, Olympia, Athens were amazing destinations. But what I didn't expect was to really fall in love with places like Montenegro, Corfu in Croatia, and even Koper and those places in Slovenia. I had no idea how beautiful other places would be, and I didn't expect it, and I'm absolutely so glad that I didn't make one place, one island, my final destination. I love Santorini, it's absolutely beautiful, and I wouldn't say anything at all negative about a trip there, but I think I would have been sorely disappointed if that would have been my final and only destination in this beautiful part of the world. So overall, I would say coming into the Viking cruise, I was expecting to really like it. I did have some things I was nervous about, But I will say, as I'm wrapping up the last day, I am a Viking fan, or an explorer, as the captain said to all of us each night. They do an amazing job on service and an even better job on including all of the benefits that you really need to get out and to learn about each of the places. And if you're not really big on learning on each location, then you can just discover it on your own. But overall, I would give Viking a 10 out of 10, and I'm already ready to book my next trip. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, and you can definitely look at some of the other videos that I'm uploading on this trip along the way. And thanks so much, and take care.